Now, the safest, believe me, the safest thing to do would be to shut up about it. Oh, yeah. I mean, everything in my gut said, don't even go there. But this is a strange day, folks. I have felt constrained, well, partially distracted by my battery life problem all day long. Don't even get me going. I'm just so dispirited about that. I can't convey it to you. Anyway, I've been asking, Snerdley, I've been asking all you guys, what do you think possibilities are that Trump shows up tonight? Before it, during it, everybody's poo-pooing it. Nah, Russia's got this advantage. CNN. CNN's carrying this the thing with the troops. It's they're announcing it's sold out. He's got Huckabee showing up. Santorum says that he's going to be there. I hear all that. I'm just telling you. It probably makes no sense to say this, because it's just kind of thing could come back and bite you. But I'm just telling you. No, he's not going to be two places at the same time, unless the CNN thing ends up being. No, I'm just, folks, I don't think this is my gut's telling me this isn't over. There are other shoes that are going to drop here. I have told you, we're watching the way Trump negotiates. This is happening in public. The walking out, the telling Fox to pound sand, I'm not showing up. The O'Reilly begging him to come back, to forgive Megyn Kelly. I think this is exactly what happens. It's the kind of thing that happens when Trump's negotiating a business deal. We just don't see it. He's written how he does it. One of his rules is you start out with 3 times what you want. He said, now that's easy to say. It's easy to say you're going to do it. But when you're in the room and you're on the other side of the table, it's very hard to seriously tell somebody you want 3 times what you really want with commitment and belief. He said the only way he has found you really get what you want is to shoot so high at the start, because you know you're going to have to come down from your original, so you better make your original sky high. I'm talking technique. I'm not relating that specifically to what is happening here. I'm simply opining that I think what we're watching here is Trump negotiate. We just happen to be seeing it in public rather than how it normally takes place behind closed doors. Nobody sees negotiations. You hear about be they between a team and an athlete. What is that? We got a weather alert coming. Is that what I hear? An Amber Alert? Oh, is that what it was? I'm sorry, folks. You can't believe stuff going down. Tornado warnings, flash flood warnings, and now an Amber Alert. I thought it was a leaf blower. It sounded like a leaf blower. I said, what did somebody get a leaf blower in my studio? How'd that happen? So I'm just telling you what's in my gut. I have nothing. I don't know anything. I just don't think this is over. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think this whole debate thing is settled. And I guess I'm saying I can see Trump showing up at it. Don't know. Call it a gut feeling, instinct, what have you. I have never denied my instinct. Well, no, I have denied them, but they've never betrayed me. What is this? CNN's reporting Carly Fiorina has offered Trump $2 million to attend. Are you people joking with me now? $2 million. Carly Fiorina has offered $2 million. Cruz backers offer $1.5 million for a Cruz Trump debate. You see how this? No, not in Canada. Trump said he would debate Cruz in Canada. He said this at his South Carolina appearance last night. Folks, you should have seen this. There was a mile-long parade of cars, people waiting to get into wherever Trump was speaking last night in South Carolina. It was on YouTube. I watched a little bit of it, but no, I can't. I'm not making specific predictions. All I'm telling you is I just don't think this is over. I don't know what it means, but. And I know for a fact that people. Well, I don't know for a fact. I mean, I'm saying with ontological certitude, I'm very confident that the powers that be at Fox are still trying to get him there. I don't think anybody's given up on trying to get him there. This is the kind of situation he always tries to put himself in terms of negotiation. Anyway. Welcome back. Great to have you, El Rushbo, your guiding light here at the EIB Network. Telephone number is 800-282-2882 if you want to be on the program. Grab soundbites 2829. This is the huckster, Mike Huckabee, on Wolf Blitzer this afternoon. Blitzer said, now you're taking part in this so-called undercard Republican presidential debate. What time is that? 7 o'clock? The main event's at 9 p.m., right? Eastern time. So the undercard's at 7, what I call a pregame meal. And Blitzer said to Huckabee, you're taking part in the undercard event. You plan on going over to Trump's event for veterans? Is that what you're going to do?
It's to honor the troops. You know, it's not an endorsement of Donald Trump's candidacy. I'm still running for president. We've got the caucuses Monday night. But I'm delighted to join with Donald Trump in an effort to salute veterans. And you know what? I didn't have anything going on at 8 o'clock tonight. I'll be done. So I figured, why not? Let's show the veterans our support.
Right there, it's 8 o'clock Central Time. So Huckabee says, hey, I'll finish the undercard. I'm not endorsing Trump. I'm just going to go over there and join him in honoring the veterans. And Blitzer said, well, correct me if I'm wrong. You seem to be more comfortable with Donald Trump than you do with Senator Cruz. Is that right?
There are some positions Senator Cruz has taken that I can't figure out because I feel like there are different ones that he takes in Marshalltown, Iowa than the ones he takes in Manhattan. And that's disconcerting to me. I want people to be straight up, stand up. I don't want them to change their view because of geography. And I also worry that Ted Cruz's financing comes from the same corporate, big business, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, hedge fund, billionaire circle that gives us the politicians that we always have. And that's why the policies never change.
No, but of course he's not endorsing Trump. No. He's just going to go join Trump over here at the veterans event. Here's McCain. Grab soundbite 20 and 21. This is McCain last night also on CNN with Wolf Blitzer. And Blitzer's question to McCain, what do you think of Trump's decision not to attend the Republican debate on Fox? What do you think of that?
Anyone who is running for office and gets to pick who the moderator is, that's the destruction of free press as we know. I think that part of it is to blame the media. They've basically given him a free pass. He calls in on the Sunday talk shows. He decides which programs he's on and which he isn't. The media, I think, in their desperation to have him on all the time to increase ratings, has probably given him the confidence that he can decide to have a, quote, veterans event. By the way, I wish you were not using a veterans event as a way to further his own political agenda.
That, folks, that's classic El Perfecto illustration of what I have been describing as the way the elites in the establishment look at all of this. Did you hear what he said? Anyone who is running for office and gets to pick who the moderator is, that's the destruction of the free press as we know it. Translation, he doesn't get to tell a media who asks him questions or not. When you run for president, you deal with whoever the media throws at you because they're all in the club, folks. The establishment's made up of Republicans and Democrats and media people who are Republicans and Democrats, although very few Republicans. But they're all in the club, and they're all the elites. And this is just what you do. He doesn't get to pick his moderator. Nobody gets to pick the moderator. Well, the way you guys play the game, nobody gets to pick the moderator. But what if he doesn't want to play by your rules? Where is it written that to be elected president, you have to go through the two-party establishment to get there? Who's to say if he doesn't like who's going to ask him questions based on what's happened before, Senator McCain? Why should he put up with it? Your own party told NBC to go pound sand after the CNBC debate. If that's not picking your moderator, I mean, that's even worse. That's picking your network. But according to Senator McCain, you don't get to pick your network when you're running for president. You got to debate because that's the destruction of the free press. My rear end it is. Destruction of the free press. What free press? We don't have a free press now. We've got an agenda-oriented media that is simply an adjunct of the Democrat Party. People like McCain don't help a lot by playing along with it as though it's somehow objective and independent. But we all know that the media is an adjunct of the Democrat Party and lives and breathes to advance the Democrat Party agenda as well as destroy the Republican agenda. So what doesn't it make sense that somebody would come along and not want to play that game? Why do you have to play the game where the media gets to destroy you? Where the same media will not try to take out your opponents. They will not try to take out Democrats. They will not try to embarrass the Democrats. They will not try to humiliate them. They will not try to make them look bad. But it's perfectly okay for them to do so with Republicans, and you're supposed to sit there and take it. And if you don't, it's somehow threatening the freedom of the press. And look at this. I think part of it is to blame, McCain says, that they've given him a free pass. He calls in on the Sunday shows. Now, that's key. The Sunday shows, nobody calls in. The Sunday shows, in the religion of politics, the Sunday shows are church. And you don't phone that in. You put on your coat and tie and you go there. You go to the green room, you meet everybody else on the show, you hang around afterward for photos on set with the host, you get along with the other guests, then you leave and you interview with the rest of the media waiting for you outside the studio. That's your Sunday. That's when you go to church. You don't phone the Sunday shows. It just isn't done. You will never get in the club phoning the Sunday shows. You have to show up. When's the last time you were allowed to phone in church? And McCain's admitting that. He calls in the Sunday shows. He decides which programs he's on and which he isn't. What's wrong with that? Does he not? Is everybody supposed to just sit there and exercise no choice whatsoever over where you go in the media? This guy's making my point for me that I have spent so much time on yesterday. And McCain says, the media, they're selling out here for ratings. Trump gets ratings, so they'll take him any way they can get him, any time they can get him, whether he comes in here or calls in on the phone or not. And that burns them, folks. Because these are the guys that have put on their coat and tie and have gone to church every Sunday. And they've hung around with the pastor. And they've met the rest of the congregation. And when it's over, they go out the front door and they meet the junior pastors from the rest of the media. And they answer their questions. And Trump's not doing any of that. Who gives him? And now added to all this as an insult that Trump is going to do a counter event for veterans. And McCain's even offended by that. I wish he were not using veterans as a way to further his own political agenda. Seriously? Like he's the first? Anybody remember the Swift Boat Veterans for Truth? Anybody remember John Kerry reenacting the taking of Boston Harbor again? The night of the Democrat convention, his turn to make his speech there. He got on board. It was reenacting the Swift boat guys over in Vietnam. They crossed Boston Harbor all the way over to wherever the convention hall was. It was a full-fledged effort to capitalize on the military. And the fact that the haughty John Kerry, who had served in Vietnam, seeking to remind everybody that he had. Here's Ted Cruz is on Good Morning America today, speaking with Tom Llamas. Llamas. And Yamas said, you think Donald Trump is afraid to debate you personally?
Actions speak louder than words. I would welcome him in Sioux City Saturday night. We have a venue, a town hall. And at the end of the day, I don't think he's afraid of Megyn Kelly. I don't even think he's afraid of me. I think he's afraid of the people of Iowa. He doesn't want to answer their questions. He doesn't want to defend his record.
Doesn't want to answer questions, doesn't want to defend his record. What record would that be? Could it be that he doesn't want to be fade? Now, Mr. Trump, wasn't that long ago that you were on record as saying you're in favor of amnesty? Maybe he doesn't want to get those questions. I don't know. But I'm just going to reiterate, folks, I don't think whatever's going on here is over. I think the negotiations are still going on, and we're watching them take place. And I have no idea what I mean by this, because I'm not making any firm predictions. But as showbiz and politics combine into one entity, if you think something might happen tonight that you would only see in a movie or only see on television, you better start realizing that that means you can see it for real in politics, too. Be back after this. Don't go away. Say, folks, there's a lot of other interesting stuff out there, and I'm going to try to weave some of it in the next half hour. Some things going on involving the immigrant invasion in Europe, particularly Denmark and Sweden. It is, well, it's fascinating, but I'll get to that next half hour. Let's stick with the phones here. Who's next? We'll try Harry, Stevensville, Michigan. Harry, I'm glad you called. You're next on the Rush Limbaugh program. Hi.
Hi, Rush. Mega dittos.
Thank you, sir.
You've already covered it, but I called to say that I really think we're being played. It is...
played by who?
By Trump, who is the master negotiator, and he is playing his game of walking away, and just as you walk away from a rug salesman. He's looking back, and I think he'll show up tonight, having won some concessions. I would go further and say that what Fox News ought to do is tell him that it's over, that it takes too long to redo all the questions and the organization of the program, and that he's out, just to ensure that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay, so there's two prongs here. You think Trump is going to show up and has made demands that certain things change, and you hope Fox tells him no?
Yes.
Well, if Fox tells him no, then he won't show up, because he's not going to show up on a contingency. Would you think he'd show up with the hopes that Fox will make the modifications he wants?
No, I think he is still negotiating. As you say, it's going on.
Right.
And I think Fox News ought to announce that they're not going to allow him to come.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. Everybody, I know that's why I was asking. I asked this question of people here on the staff about a half hour ago, and I just want to tell you from all three of them, no way. There's no way Trump can show up now. Impossible. He's already set the thing up at CNN. He's already told Fox to go pound sand. CNN's televising the Trump event. No way. Now, you have a more specific, Harry, you have a more specific image of what you think is going down. I just have something in my gut that says, and I don't know how it manifests, I don't think we're being played. I mean, in the sense that there's we're being played, but I don't think that's the objective here. I think there's a genuine negotiation going on here, and Trump is trying to get the best deal he can, whatever that is. I have no clue. And it may be publicity stunt. I don't know. I don't know anything. Could be dead wrong, too. It isn't over. It's all I think.